On July 21st, 2000, Mario Tennis for the Nintendo 64 released. Outside of it being the first Mario Tennis game, outside of Mario Tennis for the Virtual Boy, but I mean, it's the Virtual Boy, so the bar wasn't set too high. It was also the first game in which Waluigi made his first appearance. Waluigi is one of my personal favorite Mario characters, but he has a bit of a history. Waluigi was originally created as Wario's partner and Luigi's rival. Despite popular belief, Wario and Waluigi are not brothers. While they were originally depicted as brothers in early Nintendo of Europe promotional material, since then they've been stated to be unrelated. In fact, they don't even seem to be friends, and honestly I like to believe that Wario randomly found Waluigi on the street and convinced him to be his partner in tennis and other sports and to be Luigi's rival. Now the thing is Waluigi wasn't created by Nintendo. He was created by Camelot, the developers of Mario Tennis on the Nintendo 64 and other Mario sports games. Waluigi's creator specifically is Camelot employee Fumihide Koei. I'm sorry if I mispronounced that. Now, due to Waluigi not being a Nintendo creation, many have come to the conclusion that Nintendo hates Waluigi, and yeah, that's pretty much true. I mean, he hasn't appeared in a mainline Mario game, he has never gotten his own game, and he's never been included in Super Smash Bros. Despite many people, including me, wanting him in the game. I mean, literally a piranha plant got in before Waluigi. I think that says enough. However, one person that many people think hates Waluigi the most is the creator of Mario himself, Shigeru Miyamoto. While there's no direct evidence that Shigeru Miyamoto hates Waluigi, there are strong indications that he is not a big fan of the character due to all the reasons I just mentioned. Now, that's a bit of the history and background of Waluigi. However, did you know that Fumihide Koei created another Mario character that was designed for Mario Power Tennis on the GameCube that was rejected? Koei stated that her name is Waru Pichi and would have been the evil Wa version of Peach. He said that Waluigi was conceived and named only during the development of Mario Tennis for the Nintendo 64. Her design was later made during the development of Mario Power Tennis for the GameCube, which again was created by Nintendo and Camelot. But Waluigi was rejected and has never appeared in any Mario sports game as of the making of this video. Apparently, Camelot president Hirokuyi Takashi addressed the concept of bad versions of Princess Peach and Princess Daisy in a 2000 interview with Nintendo Power, saying, and I quote, "We asked Nintendo about girlfriends for Wario and Luigi, but Mr. Miyamoto said that he didn't even want to see the girlfriends. This makes me think that he was so disgusted by the idea that he didn't even think twice about saying no." Now, as you can see here, this was her concept art design, and I really like this design. Not what I was expecting, but I think it looks really cool and unique. It's honestly quite a shame that this character was rejected. However, I have an idea that Nintendo, if you're somehow watching this video, feel free to use, and I would love to see this concept be done. So here's my concept on how Nintendo could introduce Waluigi. Now, for starters, the first thing I would do is just completely ditch that name. I mean, come on, Waluigi? That's just such a lazy and overall just bad name. I propose that her name should be the name of a fruit, just like Peach. Now, what fruit should she be named after? Well, I think a sour fruit would fit the character well, seeing as how she's supposed to be evil, and it's supposed to be the opposite to Peach, which is a sweet fruit. I came up with two names, lemon or kiwi. Both are sweet fruits. I decided to go with lemon, however, as it's significantly more sour than a kiwi. Now, for the character concept I came up with, this could be in any Mario game, like one of the spin-offs or even sports games, seeing as how that's what she was originally made for. Hell, they can even make her a playable character in Mario Kart 9 if Nintendo wants to go that far. However, I think it would be really cool if she was in the next mainline 3D Mario game that is likely to release later this year. Now, I think it'd be cool if the next 3D Mario game had a full-on cutscenes and, you know, an actual story. However, that is sadly unlikely, as Miyamoto is notorious for disliking stories in video games due to focusing on gameplay, which, hey, I fully respect because that's pretty much the most important part in making a video game. However, that's always made me feel like the games in some areas lack a bit of depth and emotion. And look, it's a Mario game at the end of the day, but still, I mean, look at Super Mario Galaxy. That game has amazing gameplay and a bit of a story to it with Rosalina's backstory, and that game is my favorite Mario game of all time and one of, if not my favorite games ever. Now let's look at Super Mario Galaxy 2. I still love this game, but in my opinion, it's a weaker sequel to me. While the gameplay is definitely improved in most parts, like the inclusion inclusion of Yoshi. They pretty much remove most of the story and Rosalina's inclusion until the end. Because of this, I've always felt that Galaxy 1 is the far superior game, and a few other reasons. So I definitely think we need to start seeing more of a story incorporated into future Mario games. Now, this all relates to Waru Pichi, aka Lemon, as one of the many different parts that could be her introduction, but that begs the question, how will she be introduced? Well, here's how I think she should be introduced. So I don't know how many people watching this video have seen The Incredibles. I'm assuming most have. It's a great movie, and I highly recommend watching it if you haven't already. Now, you might be thinking, how the hell does this relate to the topic of this video? Well, in the movie, you have the character Syndrome, who is a huge fan of Mr. Incredible, and he was obsessed with him, and wanted to become his sidekick, Incrediboy. However, Mr. Incredible rejected him, causing Syndrome to become embittered and evil, turning into a supervillain. A huge factor for this is that he is shown to have traits of sociopath, which is a personality disorder. This disorder can cause you to lack empathy, which means that you don't care about or understand other people's feelings. Now, I think this concept would work very well for Waru Pichi, aka Lemon. She could be an obsessed and even creepy fan of Peach. It would also especially make sense as she seems a bit younger. She could maybe constantly be stalking Peach and even beg to be Peach's sidekick. However, Peach rejects her, and her and the other Mario characters just laugh at her, except for maybe Mario, as that feels a bit out of character for him. Also, I was just thinking now that also maybe have a bit of a romantic interest in Mario, seeing as how Mario and Peach have had a romance throughout the series. So I think that could work too. However, after being rejected by Peach, she becomes a psychopath, which is someone who has an antisocial personality and a lack of empathy and remorse. They may have criminal tendencies and be manipulative, deceitful, and impulsive. She then becomes a villain and could even team up with Wario and Waluigi, which, yeah, by the way, please put Wario and Waluigi in a mainline game, Nintendo. It needs to happen. Also, bring back Captain Syrup too. That'd be cool. And now that I think about it, I can make a whole video on forgotten Mario characters that Nintendo should bring back. Anyway, she also has an innocent look, but could be an insane demon girl in the inside. She also is shown off to have a literal axe in one of the concept arts, so yeah, she can definitely pull that off well with the whole, like, psychopath stuff like I was saying. But overall, those are just some ideas that I have for introducing this Mario character into a new Mario game. Now, what are the chances of this happening? Yeah, that sounds about right. Yeah, realistically, I doubt this will happen, but oh boy, would this be awesome to see in a new Mario game, and who knows, they could maybe introduce her in a completely different way that's alright. Just seeing her in an official Mario game alone would be amazing. But that's all for today's video. What are your thoughts on this Mario character? Comment down below. Thanks for watching, like the video, and if you enjoyed, subscribe for more Nintendo content, and I'll see you in the next video.